Hi everyone and welcome to Mama Social, the podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kayleigh, and we're here to talk motherhood, womanhood, and all things adulthood.
So grab yourself a bev and enjoy.
We've got these fancy Nancy little cards.
I just need to ask you a question. Is this normal?
B&M's dangerous.
Oh, 100%.
My mum was like, they're bloody copying. I was like, Mum, I don't own planters.
You're having the same pit as me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. Let's whinge.
When I have a little girl that's looking up to me for her learned behaviour, I want to have a really positive example.
There are some people sometimes that come into my life and I'm like, okay, I need to keep you. Like,
Me.
you. That was you.
That was a stamp of approval. You cook with butter. It's not a condiment.
How is spreading butter on toast cooking with butter?
You're finishing. You've got a good debate here, but it's not a condiment.
If you make a sandwich, you put a bit of mayo in.
But it's not.
I don't understand the argument. I think I win.
I don't.
Butter is
know.
a condiment.
It's not. It's an ingredient.
But what's the difference between an ingredient and a condiment? Like olive oil, you can cook in olive oil, or you can have it as a dip for bread.
You might be winning, but I've never heard this in my life.
Butter can be used to cook vegetables in and added to vegetables for extra flavour when eating. So it's really both an ingredient and a condiment.
There you go.
We both win.
We both win.
Right. Have we started?
Another great butter debate.
That was a good episode, the butter debate. Back in the day, for any of you OG listeners out there.
That whole debate, whole argument, and I've now converted.
I just still have me butter on the side like a 1950s housewife in a butter dish with a whole pound of butter.
So you don't keep it in the fridge?
Nah.
Interesting.
How do you keep your butters? Tune in next week. Hi everyone and welcome to the maddest podcast ever. But look what we've got. Any of you listening or tuning in on YouTube?
I just see a fly out the corner of my eye.
I feel like if Midge
Probably
can't have
following the
lasted that.
stench of my trousers. Probably following me.
Lauren came in and she was like, if you smell anything, it's because the baby's been sick on my leg and I've had a baby wipe it off. But I couldn't smell
Didn't
anything.
baby wipe it off, it wouldn't come off. I've had to just
Rub it
smush it in.
I can't
to
even
me
see where
pants.
it is.
Oh, it's dried now, but honestly, if you come close and you had a bit of a sniff
Jeez.
around, you'd know exactly where it was. I have been spewed all over.
So look, we've got these fancy Nancy little cards. Like we are TV presenters.
Mine's different to yours.
Is it?
Yours is all white. Mine's got a lilac border.
And mine's got a mixture.
Oh, stunning. Stunning.
There we are, keeping it fresh.
I
Now,
think this is
Lauren
because I keep
can't
dropping
drop
them.
these.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
She keeps dropping them, so the girls have given us actual cards. I do
Stunning.
feel like I've got too many things in my hands right now, though.
I enjoy holding something.
Right, I'm just going to put mine down. Oh, that way. Just in case anybody can see.
Just in case anyone can see what the secret's on the other side.
Yeah, because I haven't even read them.
Can you see the fly?
Yeah. So, it was in Portugal back in the day, before kids or anything. It was the first holiday me and Dale had gone on with our friends, Dee, who works in the office, and her husband, Paul. And we were around this beautiful hotel, sunbathing, all adults hotel, and the DJ had came on in the afternoon. It was chill vibe, you know, like housey type Ibiza vibes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this noise happened. Bzzz, bzzz. And we were like, what the hell? And it went on for about 40 seconds. We sat up and we were like, what is that? And then this thing just went, the fucking fly. And I was like,
Was it an actual song?
an absolute banging tune. And it was called The Fucking Fly.
That doesn't sound like a banging tune.
It was hilarious. And when Dee was listening to the podcast last week, I don't know if she commented on something about Midge.
To do with the
saying,
fly. Yeah,
This
I think
reminds
she
us
did.
of, and I was like, oh yeah, forgot about the effing fly. We'll have to find it and put it on a story somewhere because it was like the weirdest track. that somebody was sat in a DJ, like in a studio, and a fly would have been pissing them off, and they've
probably just made a song out of it.
Made an absolute banger
Maybe we
out
should
of it.
Maybe we should.
Mitch,
Maybe we should make one.
Mitch.
I've actually had to message one of your friends this week. Our good old Tash.
Oh gosh, what's happened?
So I was like, I just need to ask you a question. Is this normal? So Tash, what do we call her? Vulva Viking.
Oh, Vulva
She
Viking.
knows all things.
Oh, women's health.
Vagina, women's health, all that jazz. I've been getting very bad poo pains.
Oh.
Like, since having OV, it stops us in me tracks. Like, I can't
lightning
move.
arsehole. Lightning crotch, but for your
No,
bottle.
it's more like cramp in me. But it's like a contraction.
Oh.
It's honestly like a contraction. Like, sometimes just out of nowhere, it'll start to come and I'll be like, oh, I need a poo. And then it'll keep coming. And I was in B&M the other morning and I was like, can't move. Like, I had to just stand still.
Like you do when you're having a contraction?
Yeah, like, can't move. Fly.
That's an actual huge fly. That's not even Mitch.
I know. So yeah, I was like, is this normal? Because it's been happening obviously since. And it really hurts. And then obviously being all professional and stuff, she went through what my poo looks like and how it is and everything. And we came to the conclusion that everything's fine. It's probably, how did she word it? It was like...
Did you ring her like?
No, I voice noted her.
Oh.
She thinks that like my insides are panicking when the poo gets in the passageway, thinking, you need a shit right now. And that's it.
So what?
She told us to massage me bowel. Massage me large bowel.
This circle.
Yeah.
Like you do for your
I
babies.
love you massage thing that you do on a baby. She was like, do that yourself. Just try and relax everything down there. So obviously I've ignored that
I was
advice.
just about to say
and
ignored.
done absolutely nothing. But yeah, it was just, it's painful. And it happens every day because I need a poo every day.
Well, you need a massage then?
I know, I probably should. When do I have time to sit and massage me bowel? Right now.
No, just no judgment here. Just
massage
rubbish.
the bowel.
Oh. You know what helps me? When my IBS flares up, lying down with me feet on a wall.
Well, I kind of do that in the middle of B&M. Imagine.
Move! I've got bowel pain.
Imagine. Me just, what was I even shopping for? I think something to do with plants. I was in the plant aisle. And then I was just stood still like this. Just can't move. Imagine if I just laid down, legs in the air.
Oh,
It'd be like,
section,
what?
B&M's dangerous.
Oh, 100%.
Went in on Friday. My dad rang us and he was like, can you pick us up at Greg's in a Subway? Because I forgot and your mum's going to tell us off, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God. So did them bits, went into B&M's to get the kids one toy each. I came out with a packet of Cheerios.
Did you go in with the kids?
With the kids.
Oh, yeah, see, bad idea.
No, because they came out with one toy each. They were fine.
I'm probably worse
it was
by
me.
myself.
Cheerios, cans of tuna, Dairy cheese, Domestos.
Always
a Domestos.
Every time I go in.
Some tea towels, 2 toys for the kids. There was something else at the, what did I get? Something at the till, you know, when they just put that trash at the till.
Yeah.
Oh, and a packet of batteries. I was like, oh, need some of them.
Never, ever can have too many batteries.
£45.
Yeah.
£45.
Everything's an absolute fortune.
On a 5-minute trip in. I was like, oh, need that.
I really look forward to a solo trip to B&M.
Sad a wee, but it's perfect, isn't it? Sorry, I was really quite airy there when I got that out.
Yeah. I do. I love a trip to B&M.
The joys of 30s, isn't it?
Even like B&Q. Love a garden centre. Absolutely love a garden centre.
Which one's your favourite garden centre?
Thorburns.
Where?
Thorburns.
Where's that?
In
Thorburn.
like Hendon.
Oh no, I've never been.
It's just it's not like my favourite like garden centre as in like garden centre, that would be Lanchester Garden Centre.
That's mine.
With obviously the zoo, little zoo bit. But I mean like for the actual plants, like
Potter's
for the
World.
good plants.
There's a good one in Shincliffe in Durham.
Yes, been to that one a few times. I've had afternoon tea there before.
Yeah, that shop's lush.
Yes, that
Books,
has got... Do you know what?
toys.
Yeah, I love all the Jellycat stuff.
Yeah.
Or like the Jellycat stuff and the books and whatever I take Orcs to a garden centre, I always let them pick a book.
Yeah. I love a garden centre.
But
other
I do
than
just
that,
really want my garden doing because I've just planted loads of new bushes out the front and I'm just in like gardening mode, but I can't do anything myself.
and I can't. Dill just has his lads doing stuff. We call Will now, one of his lads, just the caretaker of Kendall Close.
Lovely.
He's just like here again, fixing
I
stuff.
adore them.
I know. So, sorry for everyone. That was just me and Lauren having a bit of chat.
Talking about gardens.
It's what we talk about all of the time, just crap. So, have we done all the bits on here?
Well, we haven't done pits and peaks.
Let's go then.
Pits and peaks. My peak of the week is I got the gaps filled in on my fence. There you go, smart. Just little
You've had
things
that
for
one?
me.
Oh no, you got your fence heightened.
Heightened. All things fence here. Anything to do with me fence makes us happy. My neighbours were getting their fence gaps filled in the other day and the dogs were barking at the men doing it, and I went down and I said, sorry about my dogs, but will you come and price mine up, please? Absolute effing bargain. I was like, do it. Can we do it as soon as possible? They came back and did it
What
the
do you
next day.
mean? The gaps in your fence?
'Cause obviously
they
I
just
haven't-
put bits of wood in between the bits
Yeah.
of wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it. That's it.
Do you think do you speak to them neighbours along the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought they were like, let's cover ourselves up.
Oh, no. They're lovely. They actually said to Glenn, oh, we're getting our fence done tomorrow. Nothing against yous, though. like, in what world would I have thought, ooh, they're filling their gaps in so they can't see us anymore?
Well, our neighbours don't like us out the back. And we've got our garden done. They've started doing their garden. And they've got planters along the thing. And Dale's like, no, my mum was like, they're bloody copying. I was like, Mum, I don't own planters. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just,
But sometimes it's nice to see other people's to get ideas.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Like, some people haven't got a clue what they're doing. Like, obviously I'm in a new build. I can see a few gardens from mine. I have a little nib at everyone's and I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Stealing.
I like that.
Snapchat. Snap.
Seen that vase in B&M. Might go back and get it. There you
We've
go.
gone back on a
from gardens. So, peak of my week is my fence. Pit of my week is... You know what, actually? I'm starting to feel just very overwhelmed by life. I just feel like life's very overwhelming and that I've always got something to do and I've never, ever got time to do nothing. And it's just a constant little roller coaster that I'm on. And I want to get off. I want to get off the roller coaster and I just want to chill and I can't.
Why?
Because I've got so much to do.
But what have you got to do?
I have a full-time job. I have another job on top of that. I do this. I have 2 children, 2 dogs, a house, just so much. I've just never got nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just struggling to cope with not having nothing to do.
Oh,
No, do you know what I mean though? Like,
I do.
Even I quit the gym because I'd never had time to go. But then I was like, I really, really need to prioritise myself a bit and like get my body moving because I'm not bothered about bouncing back or anything like that. But right now I am like 3 stone heavier than what I would usually be, obviously before kids.
Just hold on.
And
Your
I know that I'm never going to be
bikinis-
that again.
That shoot you put on, your little home shoot with the swimwear the other day on your Instagram was so inspiring. I looked
Because
at them,
it's just a
that
normal
post.
bod.
It's not a normal bod. For me, I was like, that's goals right there.
But I'm not like massively bothered about what I look like.
That was Midge going
It's
along.
how I feel. And at the minute I feel like a slug.
Right,
I've
yeah.
probably said that in previous episodes. I feel like a fucking slug. Like, I don't have a lot of energy. I just feel a bit shitty.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a treadmill in the house, and I kind of, most days I can't find time to just get on it.
But it's the motivation to do it, isn't it?
It is motivation, but like, obviously get up early in the morning with 2 kids, got all sorts to do. And in an ideal world, my toddler would get in his own bed at 7 o'clock and my baby would go to bed at 7 o'clock. And I would then have time to do a bit of cleaning, maybe catch up on a little bit of work, jump on the treadmill. But toddler doesn't want to get in his own bed, and most nights doesn't go to sleep until about 8:30. By the time it gets to 8:30, I'm sorry, even when I'm not 5 months postpartum, I'm usually in bed by 9 o'clock. You know, you can't text me after like 9 o'clock and expect a reply. Like, so I just feel like I just don't have the time.
But what you need to remember is this is just this new season.
Temporary.
It's all temporary.
It's all temporary.
And you will find this new rhythm that you're in. Because you did this before. You've just added in a new soul to your life. Little baby with more responsibility. So
but
you will work
feel
it
like
out.
Even after I had Oaks, I still never got back into my rhythm.
But is that not subconsciously you knew you wanted another baby?
I do think it is that. So I do think, because obviously I used to train a lot before I had Oaks.
And then you go,
and I did always know that I was going to have another baby. So I was like, what's the point in getting back into everything? Just
even though we know it's easier to bounce back, in quotation marks, if we were healthier.
Yeah.
Speaking from my perspective. But we still didn't. We just go, we'll have another baby and we'll get it all off afterwards.
Yeah.
Because that's my pit of the week.
Are you having the same pit as me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. Let's whinge. Let's whinge more.
So this week was the first week I stopped drinking again.
Right.
Did 7 days without alcohol. I feel like I sound like an alcoholic. I'm not. I just binge drink sometimes.
Yeah.
So I didn't drink this weekend. Dale called us boring again. And I know we'll go back to that first episode where it's like, you're wanky. But I feel like crap. So since I stopped drinking, since Christmas to now, I've put on a stone. That is insane.
I wouldn't even get on the scales right now.
Put on a stone. And it's not the fact of the standing on the scales and seeing them numbers. I feel, the same as you've just said, horrendous.
Yeah.
Putting my shoes on, I'm out of breath. What's that? I'm 35-year-old.
I know.
Trying to shove me shit out the way, to get into putting the shoe on. That's not okay. When I have a little girl, don't need a shoe on. I need to lose me guts. When I have a little girl that's looking up to me for her learned behaviour, I want to have a really positive example of food, exercise, lifestyle for her. I don't want her to be surrounded by somebody who's like, I've never once said this is awful, this is disgusting around her, because I don't want her even thinking about that.
Yeah, you don't. Nah.
So then I've got to show her what a good, healthy lifestyle is.
Yeah.
And sitting on my arse at the desk. And what you have to remember, 2 years ago, I was a dance teacher who danced every single day of her life.
Yeah.
Who didn't have to do any extra because I was constantly moving. Now I'm sitting at a desk or rolling around on the floor, dicking about doing content. It's a very different world that I'm in right now. So I went to the gym 3 times last week, no drinking. And guess what I did this morning? I went for a run.
Oh, you were going to say I had a drink.
No, I did not start the day with a wine. I went for a 3-mile run.
Did you? Mm-hmm. How many Ks is 3 miles?
I don't know, 5?
Is it?
Something like that. Is it?
I keep walking a 5K route. We've been doing family walks, doing this route. And every time I do it, I'm like, this would be an unreal run. I used to be a good runner. I was so fit. And I just need to do it again. But I just feel like there's always something else to do.
There is, but you are still 5 months postpartum. So give yourself some grace.
I know.
I'm 3 years down the line. I mean, up and down, and people making comments about, oh, you've put weight on, or do you want to come here, do you want to do that, and trying to help. But you need to make the decision to do it, to motivate yourself. But for right now, I think your main focus should be rest and relaxation, because you're busy as shit and you're not sleeping well. Your poos aren't moving very well.
Listen,
you've got to get the fibre in.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to start doing. I need to start just small little baby steps of maybe tracking what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Making sure that I'm getting everything I'm supposed to be getting. I don't have time for that either. Don't even have time to go and get the shopping in half the time.
Yeah.
So I end up just running in and grabbing something really quickly. What's the little saying? Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. I'm failing, so I'm not prepared. And I can't be prepared when my house isn't clean.
But there'll be so many people listening right now going, I am in the exact same boat as what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think we've got to be a little bit gentler and appreciative of what we actually do for everybody around us. That makes us then go to the back of the queue, but then also go, oh, well, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Like, and we don't use it as an excuse to a certain extent, but it's hard to focus or to motivate yourself to do that, because there's 4 in the bed, 6 in the bed, and the little one has said, roll over.
Exactly.
So it is crap.
I actually got kicked off my own side of the bed last night.
Oh, mate.
I had to swap sides with Oaks. He was just on us.
And that will stop too.
Hopefully. I mean, it is actually really cute. Remember, I just stared at him for ages last night and was like,
so lucky. With that lucky.
You're mine. Like, how did I make you?
Yeah, don't, because me and Tash lost a whole evening, not weekend, on the weekend before, talking about, she's reading the stupidest book, the 10 unanswered questions, or the 10 questions you'll never have the answer to. And it's like, where did we come from? Like, just,
what?
Right. So then you start like thinking about like everything. Where did we come from?
I don't know, but it is really mental that we literally create a human being from a sperm.
Every single thing in our body was made for a certain thing. There's nothing there that isn't there to protect us, or like, just everything is, it's mental.
There for a reason.
Like the egg and the sperm, like Eva's got all of her eggs that she'll ever have.
Yeah.
To make, like, I carried my grandchild at some point.
Yeah.
Because her egg was in me. It's all mental. So, give ourselves grace, and it's all a season.
Okay.
Small changes. What's going to be a small change this week? Even if it's like a dog walk.
Well, we've been trying to do that. We've been walking most days.
Right.
And I've been taking supplements.
Right.
Been trying to make sure that I eat.
I was supposed to bring some supplements for you today.
Meals. And drinking water. I need to drink more water.
Dale's therapist set Dale a task the other week. Drink water.
Yeah.
That was his achievable goal that he couldn't fail at.
Yeah.
So that by the end of the week, he's like, I achieved it.
I feel like I need to start making sure that I get my steps in, but I'm yawning, sorry. Oh, God, I feel like that was the first yawn of
the new studio.
Many episodes.
She must be feeling comfortable, guys. She's letting her yawns out.
Yeah, I need to get my steps in.
Right.
I'm going for a massage this week as well, and honestly, I've thought about it every night since I've booked it.
Where at?
Just a place local to me.
Oh, okay.
A woman that works in a house. And I'm just so excited. Like, every night I've gone to sleep watching videos of people getting massaged, just imagining those hands in my back. I am so excited.
Visualising. So that was my actual peak, making the changes.
Mm-hmm.
My pit is I'd have had cystitis.
Oh, no.
Second time in my life, like full-on kidney infection.
God, I used to get cystitis all the time when I was younger.
Thrush I've had many times, but cystitis to the point where I'm bleeding out my wee hole. That feeling of pressure when it's pulling up and then it's sitting in your kidney and horrendous. But one of the brands we work with, she told us to buy the Boots cystitis sachets.
Yeah.
Absolute godsend.
Just gone. Stunning.
But
why the Boots ones?
I don't know. But I was in Teesside Park, so Boots was there.
Amazing.
But yeah, that was horrendous. And I don't know where it came from. It just erupted.
Been holding your wheeze in?
No, well, I did hold my wee in a cooked tea. And I went to the toilet and it felt like something had burst in my urethra. And then it was horrendous from there for 4 days.
Yes, I haven't had that for a long time. Touch wood.
Touching all the woods.
Punch me, Mike.
Horrendous. So anyway, there we go. Pits and peaks done.
Yep, pits, peaks, whinging, done.
Right, come on then. Next one.
What?
This next chapter.
Yeah, but you first.
No, you'll share your shit.
I thought you always did your fact first. You not do your fact first.
It's on page 4.
All right, okay. So
read your cards, woman.
Right.
Read your cards. Oh, share your
yes,
shit.
this
Special.
Share your shit. Share your shit.
When we spoke about relationships last week and how they may change after having kids, we had quite a few messages with people telling their stories. And this is one. I have a story about friendships and I'm sorry, but it's a sad one.
Oh.
I feel like every pregnant woman prepares for their relationship with their partner changing, but no one really talks about how having a baby affects a friendship dynamic. I had this friend, we were thick as thieves and literally did everything together. She knew all my darkest secrets and she'd helped me through all the highs and lows of life. Honestly, I could not have imagined life without her. She was the first friend I told I was pregnant. We went baby shopping together and she even talked about buying things for the baby for her house so we could continue to stay at each other's houses once the baby was here.
Did she say how old she was?
She hasn't mentioned an age. Fast forward to when my baby arrived and the first few months she was amazing. Then as my daughter grew older, we grew apart. She stopped asking how we were. We didn't see each other as much. And eventually when my little girl was 5 months old, we stopped speaking altogether. I haven't seen or heard from her since. She's even removed me off Facebook. There was no big fallout or drama. We just grew apart. At the time, I was suffering with postnatal anxiety. And for a long time, I stressed and worried about what I'd done wrong. Then I feel like I went through a grieving process of why this girl who had been so important to me could just forget about us overnight. There were times I'd go to write out a message to her, but sorry, I'm having thoughts as I'm reading this.
So I'm like, should we
just trying
interject?
to read it all before I spit them out. But could never find the right words. Now I'm at peace with it. I realise we were both on different paths and our priorities changed. It's okay that we don't talk anymore and it's no one's fault. I think it's hard because I didn't expect it. People tell you all the time how hard having a baby is, how it's going to put a strain on your relationship and how the dynamic as parents may change, but no one really talks about losing other important people in your life. Sorry it's long, but really wanted to share in case anyone else is going through it.
So, can I be honest?
Be honest.
I don't think she was ever your friend. Not yours, as in.
Well, I know you're not talking to me. I'm just thinking about what you said.
I don't feel if there was nothing happened, it's really hard to try and navigate or work out what's happened. That would be the thing that would bug the hell out of me. That we haven't had a falling out. Nothing's been said. Nothing's happened. You've just ghosted me. So, one, I've got questions. How long were you friends?
No, I feel like you need a bit more.
That doesn't feel like a lifer.
Yeah.
Like a friend who's been around for a long time. I feel like that's somebody you've met out for drinks one day or what a work friend or something
Like,
where
it can't be a friend that you've had for 20 years.
no,
I
because
mean,
your
I don't know if
seasons
it was.
you can separate, but the fact that like there's not even like there's the removal of all socials.
Yeah, that's just bizarre.
That's to me jealousy, or there's something happened that you're potentially unaware of that I would need before closure was ever to happen. I would need to know what's happened. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think I would as well.
So it's cool that we're not friends anymore.
I think that's fine. And there is people that are there for different seasons of your life. And I do think that, like, obviously, again, like, we don't know how old these people are or whatever, but I do think, like, say this was me and you had kids and I didn't have kids. I feel like you can't expect, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, you can't expect someone without kids to give, like, 100% of their shits about your kid. And I know that, like, it probably sounds wrong when I'm saying it, but I feel like not everyone is asked about kids.
I told you that story when I had big kids. I was one of the last ones to have kids. And my friend had said, "You're such a nicer person now that you have kids because you get it."
Yeah.
So for years, I'd be like, "Why are you not coming out?
Yeah.
Why are you not here when you're doing it?" I just didn't
like,
get.
Things just change.
Just didn't get it.
Things just change, and priorities do change, and this girl's priorities will have changed, and the friend will have, like, been aware of that. And I don't know, like, one of my best friends had a child well before the rest of us did, and we all used to be like, "Oh, what's she not coming out for?" And then you have a kid and you're like, "Oh,
that's why
she wasn't coming out." Like, but you just don't get it until you get it.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can expect anyone. And in my head, when I'm reading this, right, and I'm thinking, like, she was buying stuff for her house for yous to stay over.
Like a co-parent.
Like, I just...
It's very naive, that part, I think.
Yeah. Like, because if I didn't have kids, my friends with kids, you're not fucking coming sleeping at my house with your kids. Absolutely not. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe
you can
it's
come
a
for a
nice
Sunday
thought.
afternoon for a cuppa.
It's a nice thought, but then you can get out of my house with your messy kids. So...
I think the sad part
is very sad that
I think the sad part is the lack of communication.
Yeah, 100%.
So even from our beautiful listener who's wrote that in, like, taking more, not ownership, but more of like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
if
it's like
you're pissed off,
like, fizzle out.
If you
and
were
not
pissed,
said anything.
if you were pissed off with me or just started ignoring me more than 2 days a week like you do normally, I'd be like
like you do all the time.
I'd be like knocking on your door, and going, "What's happening?" Because we've had this really beautiful relationship, and it's cool, but I need to know what's happening, and then I'll move on with my life.
Yeah,
I need to know, but I feel like a lot of people are too worried about then how that looks to somebody, or I don't want it to feel like I care as much as I do, but I've lost time already thinking about why. But it will be more than likely just the friends going, "Oh my God,
the lives have completely changed.
This is not even what I'm wanting in my life." Ghost.
There is no need to ghost. Like, that's
absolutely not.
That's
weird.
Yeah.
So you're better off without
her
her.
Problem, not a you problem.
Yeah, completely better off without her.
Yeah.
Thanks for writing that in.
Thanks.
Next one.
Ooh. Next one.
Another one.
Hi. Hiya. I listened to the podcast regarding relationships after babies. Personally, I think it's a massive test to any relationship and friendship. Having my first daughter at 19, I saw a huge impact on my friendships as I had grown up a lot quicker. And me and my partner were only 7 months into our relationship when we found out I was expecting. He's still here 7 years later.
I was thinking, do I know
We
this
swiftly
person?
exited the honeymoon phase and felt like we'd been together for 50 years. Luckily, having our daughter brought us closer together. Having someone who is half me and half my partner is just amazing. Now we have 2 beautiful daughters and my friends are just obsessed with them as we are. My advice would be to always communicate with anyone and everyone about how you're feeling. From hormones to body changes, a lot goes on, but making sure you have a good support system is always essential. Love the pod so far. Yous are amazing.
Aww.
Thank you.
God
but I
bless
feel like this girl is correct. It's all about communication. Everything is about communication. Everything fails without communication. And I feel like obviously having your first baby at 19, having 19-year-old friends who were probably still just going out on the sesh every weekend.
You're just starting to like get into that.
Yeah. Like that is such a huge change. But I love that she says that our friends are just as obsessed. That's lovely.
The right friendships.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That sounds like friends that you've probably had since you were 7.
No, but
and they're never going to leave you.
Some people don't have that.
I know.
And it's really hard to make friends.
When you're older.
Well, I don't know if it is, I think society's telling us that it's hard to make friends as an adult.
You know what? Glenn's been taking the piss out of me the last couple of weeks because we obviously went on a date night the other week and we went and met up with some of his friends for one of his friends' birthdays. And then we went out this weekend as well with like his football team. And both times I'm like, oh, I can't be asked to make friends. And he's like, I know you say this all the time, but you're actually really good at making friends. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, yes, you are. You can talk to anyone. And I can talk to anyone. But I just don't, like, I can't sustain another friendship. Well, I probably could, but like.
But that's because you have your circle.
Yeah, because I have my
lifers
circle of friends. But obviously there are some people sometimes that come into my life and I'm like, okay, I need to keep you. Like, you. That was you.
That was a stamp of approval.
And I was like, but
well,
he's like, why do you say that you hate making friends all the time and you don't? And I'm like, I do. I do.
Yeah, so I think it's uncomfortable. That's what it is when you're trying to make friends as an adult.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit awkward. Like, hello. But I'd said to Tash the other week, I actually like talking to people who don't know every single living morsel of baggage, of issues, of nonsense that I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Which my core girl group know everything.
Yeah.
It's sometimes nice to have that refreshing, that new get to know you.
So you can just pretend that you haven't been through all kinds of trauma and probably need 10 years of therapy and all that jazz.
When you're like saying something, when you're out with the girls, like your core group, and you're like, oh, I'm doing this, and they all rolling their eyes because they know you've done it 10 times before. Like, I want to just be an illusion.
An illusion.
Like, oh, is she?
It's anonymous.
I think that's really nice to find people that you fully connect with is for me the most important thing.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming in my life.
Thanks for not leaving me alone, so I had no choice, to be honest.
So, should we do the next one then?
Come on then.
Anyway, hold on though. Thank you very much for writing those in. I know we got a few more, but they were so lengthy. But we have all read them, and just thanks, I hadn't read them once. Anyway, next piece. Fact of the week. Oh, I don't have to say that, do I? Because we've got a fancy little title. So the results of the Insta poll. Was that something we were supposed to do?
Are we supposed to get the results?
Are you looking for that?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
What was the poll about again?
What was the poll? Oh.
Let me
I text that in our group, listeners, my beautiful Maras, saying stop trying to sway the results because she's bloody put the poll on and then the first person to vote. But it was a resounding...
It's a resounding keep the facts of the week in. 81% voted for keep it. Bin this section.
Bin you lot, whoever said bin this section. Off you pop. Go on to Luana's podcast if you want.
Me.
You.
My friend Hannah.
Hannah, knack off and all.
And then 6 other people.
Nah. Knock off. Go on. Anyway, don't we? We really love you. So yes, the fact of the week is staying.
Even me mum said keep it.
Because your mum is in love with me.
Yeah, she is.
Except she calls me Kayleigh.
How's Kayleigh? Who's Kayleigh?
And to the point where I'm like, Eileen, that's not my name.
No.
She's just like, oh, sorry,
I'm like,
Kayleigh.
you're just rude now. You know what her name is and just calling her the wrong one on purpose. It's all right. I've got a friend called Hannah and a friend called Anna, and she always calls Anna Hannah. And I'm like,
how? They've been in your life for a very, very long time. Eileen, do better.
I know.
So we've ticked that one off the list. Right, fact of the week. Got a couple.
Come on then.
Quick fire ones.
Fact of the week.
You can't hum while holding your nose. What about?
So am I not humming?
No.
So what was that?
That was a glottal...
A what?
Glottal sound. Thanks for that fact. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Guys.
It says it's because when you hum, you actually exhaling. So if both your mouth and your nose is closed, the air can't escape. Thank you. Perfect. That's a good one for when you're at like a dinner party or something, or a quiz night. Did you know you can't do? Babies don't shed tears until they're at least 1 month old.
How sad is it when they actually start shed tears when they're crying? They've got the little tears rolling down the cheeks.
Yeah. But until I read that earlier, I was like, oh yeah, they do just make that awful face and cry. Why is that though?
Don't know. Maybe the tear duct's not
Formed. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Next one. The entire surface of your skin is replaced every month, which means that you have about 1,000 different skins in your lifetime.
No way. We only 1,000 skins.
Like, is it Roadblocks that they do?
If it's every
skins?
month, how many months is there? 12 in a year.
12.
So what's my life expectancy if there's 1,000 skins?
Let's get it up.
1,000 divided by 12.
12,120.
What?
83.
So I'm living till 83. Oh, okay, that's kind of right.
With me health, I'm good. But I'm all right with going earlier if I'm in a knacker. Me and Dale's talked about this.
Have you?
Would you prefer to live to a 90 but have every ailment going, be in an old people's home, have no quality of life, or get to 70, 75 and you're off up the mountain somewhere in Ibiza and you're dead? You have a heart attack. Done. Having the best time of your life. In the middle of the throes of passion.
Yeah.
Pop it.
I think bring back the, don't know what it's called. You know, where you can, what is it, like the assisted, what is it?
Oh,
like the assisted.
Is it the Isle of Man or something that's just had the...
Is it assisted death?
Yeah.
Where like you can die?
There's some little island in the UK that's just passed that law.
Really?
You know, is it Switzerland or Sweden?
But I think Switzerland's always had it. But
So they
that's
have
not in
it.
the UK.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. They've got it where you have to go out and get... Where are you looking, Sarah? It's one of the little... It's not Isle of Man, but it's something
Isle
like
of
that.
Wight?
Jersey. No, not Jersey.
Jersey.
It might be Isle of Wight.
Find out where it is because I'm going to move there if... honestly, what I'm about to say is probably sounds so awful unless you are someone that has lived through it. Mm-hmm. If I ever had to live the way that my dad was living with Alzheimer's, ship me off to Switzerland and press some buttons. Isle of Man.
Is it the Isle of Man?
It's not official, but things have been passed in Parliament.
Yeah.
So send me to the Isle of Man. Mm-hmm. Friends, family, everyone who listens to this. If I get Alzheimer's, I want to go to the Isle of Man. Okay?
I'm in.
Thanks.
I'll come with you. We'll have a party.
Thanks.
It's just, you should have the decision to make yourself, to have the dignity to go the way that you want to go.
100%.
If we can put dogs down in that way of dignity, why on earth can we not put ourselves down?
I totally agree.
How and why did that make you laugh?
Yeah, but like I used to say this about my dad.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't let a dog live the way that he's living. It's not
It was
fair.
10 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, over 10 years that he had that.
Crazy.
And obviously the last like 6. So for the first couple of years, obviously he was all
right.
right-ish. Like you could have a conversation and that. And then he was the things that I could say that just sound awful when I'm saying them, but he was like a fetus. He was just lying in
not
that
your
bed,
dad anymore.
in that home, could not do a single thing for himself. A 6'4" man who his whole life had been like a builder roofer was lying there in a nappy, not able to do a single thing for himself. Like, and I know there was times when he first went in there that he said a few things to me and his son, like my half brother, that he didn't want to be there. Like he would have hated, if he could have seen himself, honestly, he wouldn't have wanted that. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't have wanted it. It was horrendous.
Sad,
but obviously
isn't it?
not everyone who gets Alzheimer's, if anyone's listening, they've got family who have Alzheimer's, not everyone gets it the way that my dad had it. Mm-hmm. Obviously some people do get it where, and I know I shouldn't say that it's funny because it's not funny, but I suppose compared to what my dad went through, it would have been funny for me. It wouldn't have been funny for me. I don't know how to word what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But if I could have had a conversation with my dad where he just didn't have a clue who I was, I would have took that any day. I would have took being sat there, having a conversation, pretending to be someone else. I wouldn't have cared. Mm-hmm. Or him, like a little old man used to walk in the room all the time and he'd be like, "You love, where's the bus stop?" I would have took that any day over him lying in a bed the way that he was laid in a bed for years and years. Like not able to see, speak, do anything, go to the toilet, feed himself, shave himself, anything.
It's crazy.
Awful. Take us to Switzerland.
No, Isle of Man.
Isle of Man. Hurry up and get it in, because honestly, it's the only thing that my life insurance wouldn't cover is fauna. I do not want it. I do not want it.
Oh, so your life insurance wouldn't cover Alzheimer's because of dad? Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get it.
Oh, fucking hope not.
We're going to have a happy, healthy life.
Yes.
And die in the throes of passion.
My dad did fall off a roof a couple of times. Hit his head. So I'm hoping that it came from that and is not hereditary.
Yeah, because you don't want the test, do you?
Can you get a test? Oh my God, you can get a test. I've seen 2 young lads that had this test. I followed them on TikTok. Have we spoke about this before?
I'm sure we have. Oh,
and they know that they're going to get it. This young lad knows that he's going to get it by the time he's like a certain age. Nah, I would not want to know that. I couldn't live knowing that. No. And on that note,
join us next week on this Happy Health podcast. No, it's just life though in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that. That was really raw to chat about.
Thanks.
Especially when it's not scripted.
It has nothing to do with anything we were talking about.
Not a thing. So, it's weird to go on to this bit now that we've just gone from that bit. But in the true...
It's fine. Stranger things have happened.
In the true essence of Mama Social, the pod, we're jumping straight into something different this week. We are putting together a little competition for you little listeners out there.
So if
mamas.
you've listened this far, well done. You could be in the running to win.
Yes. So what we're doing is we are gifting with the competition.
Giving away
£100 worth of Zara vouchers to one of our listeners who does several things. Shares the podcast with one of our reels. So we'll put the competition in though, won't we?
Yeah.
So we'll go on Instagram. We need you to share the reel.
Yeah.
We need you to DM us. Direct message us.
With a word.
With a word, which is...
Switzerland.
We said we'd just make up a word on the day. We're going with Switzerland.
That's what's in my head.
We're going with Switzerland. You need to direct message us, Switzerland, and what else was there? And follow Mama Social the pod.
Yeah.
So there's your 3
You're gonna be
directives.
following us, sharing the reel, DM us the word Switzerland.
Switzerland.
And you could win a £100 Zara voucher.
Isn't that lovely? Absolutely delightful.
Bonus point if you leave a review.
Yes.
Somewhere, anywhere.
So yeah, thanks for having us in your
Just having a
ears.
big drink of water now after all that.
All the reliving. So, like,
Subscribe,
follow,
review.
share
Yeah.
when you're listening.
Yeah, when you're listening, just a little screenshot of your Spotify, your Apple Podcast, whatever you're listening on.
Yeah.
Tag us so we can give it a little repost.
Because if you want to keep us here,
All of that helps. It all helps.
if you want to keep us here, you've got to keep us being shared.
Yes.
Got to share
Yes, pretty
the
please.
pod.
Pretty please, we beg.
No need to beg. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Over and out. Love you, Jeans.
Oh, thank you. You've inspired me.
This episode of Mama Social, the podcast, was filmed and produced by Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio.
Lauren, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I don't like
Why
you
you say
soon,
Lauren?
soon.
Just say see you soon.
Steve.
Because we're talking to our listeners.
Ah.
See you soon.